I found out my boyfriend cheated on me, not through a confession, not through a text, but through my own security camera, while I was asleep in the next room. I'm 30. I'd been with my boyfriend for 2.5 years. We lived together in my condo for the last year and a half. He's bisexual, and I was the first person he ever trusted enough to come out to. He grew up deeply religious, never felt safe being himself, and carried a lot of shame around his sexuality. He'd experimented before, but never openly dated a man. My best friend of 12 years is gay. He knew all of this. He knew everything. A few weeks ago, we hosted a Christmas party at our place. Everyone drank too much. The music was loud, people were laughing, and at some point I went to bed early. My boyfriend stayed up with friends, both his and mine. I didn't worry. I trusted him. My best friend slept on the couch. That was normal. My friends crash at my place all the time. What I didn't know was that once everyone else left, my best friend took off his pants in my living room, and my boyfriend didn't leave. According to my boyfriend, my best friend started trying to seduce him, dancing naked, touching, pushing boundaries. My boyfriend said he was intrigued. He watched, he stayed. He said no twice, then he said yes. My best friend performed oral sex on my boyfriend in the hallway, about 100 feet from the bedroom where I was asleep. They didn't wake me. They didn't stop immediately, and this wasn't a moment. It went on for a long time. My boyfriend says he eventually stopped it. Not immediately, but eventually, after around 40 minutes. 40 minutes is a long time when you're doing something you supposedly regret. He told me my best friend kept pushing, that he didn't respect boundaries, that he kept trying to escalate things, even suggesting they go out onto the balcony to continue. My boyfriend says that's when reality finally hit him, that he realized how wrong it was, how close he was to destroying everything. So he came to bed, next to me, wrapped his arms around me, and fell asleep. The next morning, I woke up completely unaware that anything had happened. What I remember is how affectionate he was, how soft his voice sounded, how attentive he suddenly seemed. Things had felt off between us for weeks, maybe months, and that morning felt like a reset, like relief, like hope. I remember thinking, finally, we're okay again. He even tried to initiate sex. That alone felt meaningful because intimacy between us had felt strained lately. But then I heard my friend moving around in the living room and said no, it didn't feel like the right moment. Later, the three of us sat together on the couch, still half tired, still foggy from the night before. That's when my best friend smiled and said, "Me and your boyfriend really bonded last night." I remembered my heart lifting. They'd never been close. I'd always wished they would get along better. In that moment, I felt oddly grateful. My friend sat between us, leaning into both of us cuddling. I laughed. It felt silly, harmless, almost comforting. Then he asked if we were in an open relationship. I said no without hesitation. My boyfriend hesitated. He gave a vague answer that didn't fully deny it. I noticed it, but I ignored it. I wanted to believe everything was fine. We talked casually about maybe visiting a sex club someday, purely hypothetically. We had never agreed to anything. We were not open. My friend kept asking uncomfortable questions about our sex life. Too detailed, too curious. I told myself we were all still a bit drunk, still buzzing from the night before. I didn't know I was sitting in the middle of a lie. When I left for a work event later that day, I didn't hesitate to leave my best friend in my condo. That trust hurts the most now. While I was gone, my best friend tried again. According to my boyfriend, my friend initiated it. Again pushing boundaries, again fishing for attention, again pretending what happened the night before was something mutual and ongoing. This time my boyfriend says he said no. He told him it was a mistake, that it shouldn't have happened, that he regretted it, that I was the best thing in his life and he didn't want to lose me. But my best friend didn't seem to care. He kept asking sexual questions, kept fishing for validation, kept testing how far he could go. "Do you wish we did anything else?" My boyfriend admitted that he did. He said there were things he would have liked to do. He complimented my best friend's body. He smiled. You could hear it in his voice, how good the attention felt. That part shattered something in me. When I got home, my boyfriend finally told me the truth, or at least his version of it. But words weren't enough. I checked the footage from my dog camera, and I saw everything. Not just what happened, but how it happened, the comfort, the familiarity, the lack of urgency to stop, the way they behaved like they had all the time in the world. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I shook uncontrollably. I threw up. I felt like my body was rejecting reality. My best friend didn't call me. He didn't come over. He didn't check if I was alive. He sent a short apology text only after he knew my boyfriend had already told me. That was the moment I realized our friendship was over. What makes this unbearable is that I wasn't okay even before this happened. I was already struggling with severe depression, anxiety, and OCD. I was in an intensive outpatient program, trying to hold myself together. Both my boyfriend and my best friend knew that. They knew how fragile I was, how hard I was fighting just to function. After this, everything collapsed. I had to enter a partial hospitalization program. I took medical leave from work. My mom came to stay with me because she was scared I might hurt myself. And now my mind feels split in half. One part of me wants to stay. Desperately. He was my safe place, the person who understood me when no one else did. I replay the good memories over and over, trying to convince myself they still mean something. The other part of me feels disgusted, betrayed, angry, unable to imagine ever trusting him again. I know wanting to stay isn't logical. I know it's denial, but walking away feels like tearing out something essential from my chest. I want answers, I want explanations. I want something that makes this feel less random, less cruel. They both say it was about attention, about validation, about alcohol, that they weren't even attracted to each other, that it didn't mean anything. Sometimes I wish it had been a real affair. That would be easier. That would make the choice clear. My boyfriend is still trying, still apologizing, still saying he loves me, still acting like the man I thought I knew. And that's what scares me the most. There were no warning signs, no slow decline, no obvious red flags. One night changed everything. Edit. I know, deep down, that I need to end it. What terrifies me is how hard that feels, how badly I want to deny reality, how much this has made me question my sanity, my judgment, and my worth. I don't know how to move forward. I only know I can't go back.